Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are talking about XRP and we're discussing all the possible outcomes with the case involving Ripple versus the SEC. Not just the positive outcomes, but also the negative. A lot of people overlook them, they don't talk about them, or they sugarcoat these situations, right? It's very, very important. There's a reason why there's a hyper focus on the case. I've seen people comment that if Ripple loses, does not affect XRP at all. There's a no situation XRP, right? It does have a situation, right? There's a reason why it's one of the biggest events of 2022 and 2023 because the result, the conclusion of the case in regards to XRP being a security or not, it matters, right? It matters. And we're going to go over every single scenario in today's video. So before we do, if you leave a like down below, if we get over 100, I will give away a certain amount of XRP in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, put the bell on, you know the stuff. So let's get straight into the info. So first piece we have is end scenarios. I want to focus on mainly positive and negative. There is split scenarios, but mainly just positive and negative. The first one being an outright win for Ripple. The judge declares that the SEC are overreaching, and the SEC lawyers in specifics are being hypocrites and not being faithful to the law. Now, obviously, XRP is not a security. Number two, ongoing sales are not securities. So the judge states that Ripple offered unregistered securities back in 2013/2014 and fines them for that, but the ongoing sales from today in the future are not securities. This is good for XRP and you holding XRP as an XRP holder, but from the SEC standpoint, they could state that XRP is only one crypto. Every single crypto is different, and only XRP is not a security. Then get into the intricacies of ICOs and IDOs. Another question arises when it comes to the SEC appealing the decision, because if they did not, we would expect Coinbase, Crypto.com to relist XRP on the good end for XRP, obviously. And with individuals like Johnny Deaton stating that he does not think that the SEC would appeal the decision for multiple reasons. But the first one being that Ripple have a very good argument on the appeal, and also the Supreme Court is very conservative. They could go back, revisit Howey, and take the SEC out of crypto. Now, with number 3 and number 4, you could argue that they're positive or negative. They're definitely more on the split side of things. So number 3, status quo for another year, pretty much meaning the status before. The judge denies both Ripple and the SEC's motion for summary judgment, and that a jury must decide disputed facts and their status quo for another year. But a very important part to that is that the secondary sales are not securities and XRP is software code. Now on to number 4. Definitely more on the negative side. I should have made a split category, but it's definitely too late now. Number 4, status quo for years. So the judge grants summary judgment for the SEC for both past and present sales of XRP as an investment contract. The judge makes clear that a ruling has nothing to do with the secondary sales of XRP, and Ripple appeals, and then they have status quo for years. Now on to the last one, negative outcome, and how this is all going to affect your XRP as an XRP holder. So the judge grants summary judgment in favor of the SEC, similar to what we've seen with Library. So on the basis that XRP is a unregistered security, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, stated they would move outside of the US. They would move outside, potentially to Japan, who view XRP as a cryptocurrency, Singapore, UK, places that are more crypto friendly and positioning themselves to be the crypto hub. No one knows how long this move would actually take. Keep in mind, it's not a positive scenario. Now we look towards majority of their business operates outside of the US. 90% of RippleNet clients are outside of the US, but still a percentage there that they're losing, right? America, we can see here, it fluctuates around that 20% sort of position, but 24% of the share of the global economy, right? That is a large percentage, and so when it comes to XRP, it's potentially, or it is losing a small percentage of its utility. This decision would be bad for all crypto, but the main focus for me is short term. This is all bad on crypto, on XRP, short term. We saw when the case got filed in December 2020, short term prices were very bad. Went down to that 20-cent range, similar to what we would see with a bad result with the case with Ripple versus the SEC. With crypto in general, question, are we security, are we not security when it comes to ICO and IDOs? Is everything outside of BTC a security? That's the questions that will be coming to play. Panic, so much fear in the market, majority of cryptos going down heavily. But in the long term, the joke is more on the US. The US are getting left behind on this innovation. That pushes me on to the final part. What does that mean for your XRP from a negative standpoint? Number one, as a US holder. Now, here we have John E. Deaton, his opinion on the situation. Most likely, the status quo will remain in effect during an appeal. A buyback could be arranged for those in the US. I know the SEC offered a buyback of the very token, but I do not know the specifics. My understanding is the SEC seized 98% of the very tokens. The SEC created a fund from the money it seized and offered very holders a buyback if they sold the tokens back to the SEC at a set price. I can guarantee you'll be nothing to do with the buyback model. It's like, $10K per XRP or $100,000 per XRP. Nothing compared to that if this does come into fruition. I will leave this article down below if you want to refer into it, how it might relate to XRP in the future if this does come into fruition. But basically, it's all up in the air right now. No one knows what would actually happen if XRP is deemed a security. But it's nothing positive for the US or the non-US holders, especially for non-US holders in the short term, right? Negative depreciation of XRP, but over the long term, when it comes to XRP's global potential, it will appreciate because you know the value of XRP. Positive scenarios, pretty self-explanatory. The price appreciation when it comes to the media attention, everything combined with that, buying the rumor, selling the news, US listings being announced over time, US partnerships being announced, banks looking to use XRP. We know, for example, the Bank of America is waiting on the sidelines to utilize on-demand liquidity. It's pretty clear we're all looking towards a positive result and expecting that. The odds are in Ripple's favor. We look towards previous US regulatory entities when it comes to FinCEN. They view XRP as a currency back in 2015, back in 2014. Back up to page 1 there, we have the United States Government Accountability Office. They view XRP as a virtual currency. Many, many more articles within and outside of the US view XRP as a currency. The road is setting its way out. A lot of people believe that the road is actually set already. This is all theater, smoke and mirrors. XRP is chosen. It is the chosen one. Ripple is up there with the elites. World Economic Forum. I mean, I wouldn't go too hard on that. I mean, the World Economic Forum, chose FTX, believed in FTX, believed in FTT, or mainly just FTX, and look what happened to them. Obviously, not related scenario, but I wouldn't ride too much on that. We're waiting a scenario, and we're looking towards a positive situation when it comes to your XRP. So let me know down below, do you think it's going to be a positive scenario? Let me know why that could be, or a negative one. Let me know why you think it might be negative. But to me, it's a fun video. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
This decision gets bigger and bigger. So I just want you to think about those of you out there who are thinking about this. Why hasn't she ruled yet? What I doubt very seriously that Judge Torres has ever felt the pressure that she's feeling right now. Ripple is sending, hey, Judge, look what the judge in Voyager said. Look what the Judge Gorsuch at the Supreme Court said about fair notice. All of these things are happening after. She's getting more information. Look at the SEC's conduct. Look at Binance. Look at the CFTC. All of this stuff is happening in the background where you got guys like me saying the regulatory clarity is going to come from her. You've got the library decision. You don't think she's aware of all this? So this decision is as big of a decision that this judge has ever faced. Think about it. What other decision is as big as this decision when it comes to global trade and finance in modern history? I've said before that this case is the most significant non-fraud SEC enforcement action since 1946. So that kind of pressure, personally, I don't blame Judge Torres for being very careful of how she words this decision because A, if it goes against Ripple, she knows it's going up to a conservative court. And if it's for Ripple, she has to justify it. and all those things. So just be patient. We're almost at the end. Everybody have a great night. See you next week.